This is For the Governed, a podcast series brought to you by Athalonz. Here are your hosts, Tim Markison and Ron Cates.
Welcome to another interesting Athalonz blog. Today we're going to talk about the insoles of shoes. I'm Ron Cates. With me is Tim Markison, the CEO and founder of Athalonz, who actually has created a unique insole that's never been done before. But let's talk about shoes first. Shoes are not new.
That is correct. There's archaeological evidence that suggests that human beings started to wear shoes between 25,000 and 40,000 years ago. The evidence indicates that the toes started to shrink, indicating that they were wrapped. As far as archaeological evidence of a first shoe, that's about 7,000 to 8,000 BC, so about 9,000 to 10,000 years ago. And that was actually in the United States. It was like a moccasin type of shoe. So it's been a while. We've been wearing shoes.
Well, what about insoles? Explain what an insole is. I bet most of our audience knows, but just in case.
Yeah. So the shoe includes, the outsole, a midsole. So the outsole is the part that gives you the traction and touches the ground. The midsole connects to the outsole and is the padding that gives you a little bit of lift. And in our shoe, there's more things into that to help with athletic performance. And then you have the upper, which is with the laces and the other part.
The part that wraps around your foot on the top, yeah.
Yeah. So on top of the midsole, you put in an insole. So that adds a little bit of padding and can help better align the balance than just the shoe with just the midsole and outsole.
So most midsoles are made of a material that it forms to your foot, and that makes it more comfortable, but that makes it more comfortable via compression. So a lot of these insoles, they feel really great and soft in the store, but they're going to compress pretty quickly. They're really designed for comfort. It's a great first impression when you put the shoe on. We know that the shoe feels a lot better to you if more nerves are contacted on the bottom of your foot. That's how they started out, a comfort feature.
Yeah.
It made it more likely you're going to buy the shoe. But you've actually created something that has a functional component to it.
Most shoes, all shoes come with an insole now, but most of them are just a thin piece of padding. So there's not really any structural component to them as far as supporting the human body. It's just a piece of padding to add to the comfort factor. So there's been a good bit of research on insoles that come in basically two types. There's the medical insoles that are to correct for a body misalignment.
Like an orthotic.
Yeah, an orthotic. And then there's others that just kind of help shift a little bit of how the body gets aligned. So that's kind of the purpose of the medical, is to realign. And then they use carried over that same mentality into sports insoles. So with sports insoles, though, they add a little bit more shock absorbing, because when we run or jump, so when we walk, the forces on our foot are essentially our body weight. If we run, then we're looking at 4 times our body weight with every impact.
That's an efficient runner, 4 to 6 times, sometimes as bad as 9 times.
Yeah.
Playing basketball, a rebound can be 11 to 13 times your body weight per square inch.
Yeah. With that, sports insoles, they put the extra absorption of the energy into those key areas of your foot where you're going to be landing. So they take some of that shock away. But whether it's an athletic insole or a medical insole, their purpose is to help align the body better than the midsole can itself. So they have a heel cup, arch support, and the padding. So that's the basic construction of any good insole, and they'll help realign the body.
You've got one right there you could probably show.
Yeah, so this is one of ours. So here's the heel cup that we're talking about. So when the foot sits in there, it just holds the heel of the person a little bit better, a little more stability, so it doesn't move as much in the shoe. And then arch support, which is the classic thing that other good insoles will have. And then ours has a little bit of padding here to add the comfort. And then we also have this antimicrobial wool covering. So this helps basically eliminate odor, which is also another benefit of a good insole. But the other thing is, with the wool, you think, wow, that's got to be hot. Actually, because it's a wool and the porousness of the way this is done, it actually provides a cooling effect. So not only do you get the odor impedance of the wool, but it helps the foot breathe better. So it helps reduce athletes' feet.
I'm writing down odor impedance.
Yes.
That's a classic Tim Marcuson ism.
Yeah.
Odor impedance. They make you stink less.
Yes.
Odor impedance.
Yes, odor impedance, stink less. But what we do to help accentuate the athletic benefits of our shoe. So as we've talked about before, what we have in our shoe is in the forefoot of the shoe, there's a gradient that tips inward. So from the outside of the shoe to the inside of the shoe, there's a little bit of slope. So what that does is it takes ground reaction force from a perpendicular standpoint and brings it inward. So now we've got more ground reaction force going towards the body. When we can create more ground reaction force going to the body can use that extra force to create extra power. And then it also creates more stability. I mean, you think about a stick sticking in the ground. If it's straight up, I'm pushing on it this way, it's pretty easy to bend over. So in a golf swing, when I do that, when I start to load on that backside, that sway. If I angle that in a little bit, now I start pushing on this when I start my load, there's a lot more resistance to it, even though it's only a few degrees angled in.
Well, it's kind of giving you something to push off against, almost like a starting block for a sprinter.
Right, exactly. That's kind of what that does. But, and that's built into our midsole. So, but like any good piece of athletic equipment, one size does not fit all. So that's why we came up with our insoles. So we have 2 sets of extra insoles. So, well, first of all, our shoes come with a high-end insole like this. So, the antimicrobial, the heel cup, arch support. So, we're automatically, so our shoes include an aftermarket insole. And then
a really great insole, but it's also neutral.
Yes. Yeah. There's no extra slope in that insole. And an aftermarket insole, something of this quality, you can spend anywhere from $30 to $60 on a pair of insoles. But what we've done is to help customize the athletic performance. So again, our midsoles give you this. For somebody like me, I'm fairly bow-legged, so my body's naturally doing this. So the shoes help here. So what we've done is we've added some extra slope to the bottom of our insoles, so it further brings that slope in for me. So for somebody like me, that +3 option that we have that adds a little bit more.
So that makes it even more aggressive.
Tilt, yeah. So for somebody like me that's bow-legged, that helps. We also make a -4, so the insole takes a little bit of that slope away. So for somebody that's not bow-legged, that's pretty straight.
For someone who is a severe overpronator already and their arch collapses in, that takes some of that slope away, right?
Right, yeah. So you'd want to go with the -4 option. Then, we also have people that use them in combination. So, for golfers that really finish that rotation on their front side, they like to have that -4 in that front shoe so that it's easier to finish their swing. And then they'll either go with the neutral or +3 on the backside, on their drive leg. So that's the benefit of having these extra options with the insoles that we provide. The athlete, the golfer, can really customize his or her fit. What works best for me when I'm playing golf? Do I want a little extra aggression in the slope, especially on my drive side? Do I need to take a little bit away? Am I knock-kneed? Am I bow-legged? What's going to be the best fit for me?
So this way you've got a great shoe out of the box, but you're able to custom tune it, personally tune it to fit your needs perfectly with this optional insole kit.
Right. And and that's part of our overall premise here is our objective is to provide products that help people enjoy sports a little bit more, enjoy golf in particular. So that's why we like to say that better play equals a better day.